The most overlooked and possibly the most valuable asset that you have when you want to find your dream job is what I'm going to talk to you about today. Now, I think maybe you can guess or try to guess what do you think the most valuable asset is to find your dream job? Is it the one that's going to get it? Is it your resume? No. Is it your cover letter? That's not the most overlooked. Is it your LinkedIn profile? No. Is it your friends and family and colleagues and connections that you have? Is that your most overlooked asset to find your dream job? Nope. None of those things. None of those things are what I would consider your most overlooked asset, and possibly the, I would go out on a limb and say the most valuable asset when it comes to finding your dream job. So I'm going to tell it to you right now, and I'll give you some hints. Einstein said that this is more important than knowledge. Okay. Are you guessing yet? And Steve Jobs used to use this in order to create things that were so innovative that no one had thought of them or created them yet. So, have you guessed yet? It's your imagination, but not just any type of imagination. So what Steve Jobs did is they would say he went into his reality distortion field, and he would imagine something so wonderful that would change people's lives, right? And the thing about your imagination is it can work for you or against you. Now, first, I want to talk about how it can work against you. We imagine all kinds of things when we think about getting our dream job. People think and they don't take action because they're imagining, oh, who would ever hire me? Or I don't know, I don't have those skills. Or oh, it's too scary. What if it doesn't work out? So your imagination can work for you or against you. Now, one of the problems that adults have when trying to use their imagination and use it in a creative way that helps you move forward is that as human beings, particularly as adults, we have something called the negativity bias. And this is a protective mechanism. It's a protective mechanism because your mind can think of all the things that you don't want, and then it's warning you to stay away from those things. So that's our cave person set up in our brain stem. It's that fight or flight, and it's in charge of protecting you. So one of the ways your imagination can work against you is that if you ask yourself or ask someone, what is it that you really want? What do you really want? Now, I have asked this question to thousands of people. I'm a psychotherapist, and my job is to help people get goals. So over time, I would be asking people, what is it? What do you really want to have in your life? And they would have trouble coming up with what they want. And the reason, and they would start to say all the things they don't want. And that's because of what I told you, that negativity bias. So, a negativity bias is something that keeps you from sitting back and really dreaming. Now, another thing that keeps people from really dreaming up wonderful ideas about their future is we live in a society that doesn't value going into the unconscious, going into the unconscious and asking and tapping into that inner creativity and starting to dream up things that you haven't done yet. As children, we do this automatically. Think of a young child, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're always talking about wild, imaginative things that they would love to do or be. So as we grow, that gets trained out of us and our creativity gets dampened down. So, what I really want to talk to you today is about how to utilize your imagination and do create what I call your compelling future vision. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment, but I want to go back to the fact that it's very difficult to get in touch with what you really want because we are discouraged and we're often told that, oh, that's you're a dreamer, don't go there, right? We're often told, get real, buckle down and just do, put one step in front of the other and pay attention to what's real, right? So we're often discouraged from sitting back and imagining things and really tapping into that deep part of yourself that does know something that you would absolutely love to have. So my business is called Find Your Spark, and you do have to find it. Okay, it's in there. And I've been discouraged by people. People have told me that you should stick to when I was in my 20s, I had a prestigious job and I wanted to do something different. It was boring to me. And I was told by all kinds of people, no, that's crazy. You've got a good, solid thing going. Don't dream up anything that's beyond where you're at. So these are messages that come to us very subtly and sometimes very directly from our meaning family members, friends, colleagues, and we're just told to put our feet on the ground and pay attention to reality and be practical, be realistic. I'm here today to tell you that your most overlooked asset is accessing your imagination, not in a fluffy way that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to explain to you how you can use this imagination. So, like I said, Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. You don't have to know what career you want. You honestly do not have to know what you want, but you do have to know what it is that lights you up. This is important to you. And you do have to know or have an inkling if you want to move forward. You have to have something that you want to move forward to, or else you'll be on your default mode. So nothing new will happen. You'll be same old unless you decide to create something different for yourself. So I hope I've convinced you by now that creating a compelling future vision using your imagination to get you excited, it'll energize you. Okay, there are 3 or 4 things that are important about creating a vision. It must be compelling, number one. It must be something that really draws you in. Number two, it must be something that is beyond where you are now and not limited. Okay. And it has to be something that is outside of what we would call your everyday type of thinking. In order to create a vision, a compelling future vision, I started to say that the other thing that it does for you, it creates energy, it will create confidence, and it will take you from looking at the pessimistic view, oh, I'll never get a job, to start down that path of just feeling like if this is possible for me, I really want it. So it's going to motivate you. Most importantly, it's going to motivate you. It'll set a direction toward your future. Okay. It sets the pathway to your brain in the direction of your future. And that's what we really want because most of the time our brain is either telling us what we don't want or it's looking at the past and recreating the past. Okay. So the compelling, not just any imagination, but creating a compelling future vision, using your imagination to create that is your most overlooked asset when it comes to starting this journey to find your dream job. Now, the resume and the cover letter and the connections and the LinkedIn profile, all of that is important, but not until you believe and start to feel the energy of something beyond where you are now. So I'm going to take a moment, and if you're not driving, you can go ahead and do this. And you can take a moment now, and I'm going to help you because there's some pointers that you need to know about if you're going to create a compelling future vision. Remember, I told you that most people cannot create something in their mind because their mind keeps going to what I call the saboteur. Oh, you can't have that. That's not possible. Or it'll start to tell you all the things that you don't want. Now, just to reassure you, I have been working with human beings for 40 years. That's 4 decades as a psychotherapist, as a coach, as someone who understands the psychology of human beings and how we work. The unconscious mind, that deeper part of yourself, has the information that you need to create this compelling future vision, but it won't give it to you unless you pay attention to that inner self, the urge to have something more. Steve Jobs did it. He was always going to his future. The what his colleagues would say, "Oh, Steve, he's been out there in his reality distortion field again," right? And like I said, we have this, it's natural to all of us, but we do need to tap into it. So I want you to take a moment, and I'm just going to do this fun little exercise with you. It's not the long one that I take my clients through, but it's something that will help get you started. And you don't have to know what kind of job you want or anything about the future job, but you do have to know a few things. And I'm going to take you through just a very short process. So if you're not driving and you're in a safe place, I want you to go ahead and you can just gently, easily, just let your eyelids come down and just go inside for a moment and begin to ask yourself, if I were living out maybe a year from now, and my life was exactly the way that I would love it to be. If I were out in the future, maybe just about a year from now, and my life was ideal, it was amazing. What the first question I want you to answer is, how would it feel? What would I be feeling? Would you be feeling free? Would you be, just imagine you're in your ideal job. You don't need to know what it is, but you're living the life that is beyond your dreams. Imagine you are out there. Just get in touch with what it would feel like. The word freedom is often something that people say, feel exhilarating, it would feel uplifting, it would feel joyous. I would feel joyful. So just take a moment and tap into that future self that's out there living your ideal future, experiencing all the great feelings that you would have once you have created this compelling future vision. It's come true. So imagine and just begin to bask in those feelings. And as you're feeling, maybe you feel valued, you feel people in your orbit at your job are appreciative of you. You're drawing a good salary. You love what you're doing. Just feel those feelings. And as you're feeling those feelings in your future, this future self can look back at this current self. Okay. So have your future self look backwards at your current self And notice that the current self, the one in the present moment, is now taking an action. And your present self knows it wants this compelling future vision and it's waiting for your present self. This is waiting for you. So I want your future self to look at your present self and notice that your present self knows that this is a pivotal moment. And your future self can look back and see that the present self must have taken action, must have taken meaningful, purposeful action to actually manifest, create, have this compelling future vision actually come into reality. This is your future reality. As one of my clients said, it's your future memory, right? Because you're dreaming of it now and it's going to be in your future. It's in your mind now as you dream of this moment. So I want your future self to look back at your present self, and maybe your future self can see that this is the pivotal moment for your present self, that your present self said, yes, I am going to take action. I'm going to take meaningful action. I am going to do what I need to do. And most importantly, get the support and the help and take purposeful, meaningful action to move forward towards this compelling future vision. Just imagine how thankful you are out there in your future that your present self took that action. So I'm going to end today by bringing you back to the present moment and just inviting you right now, right here, right now, to feel the feelings of being out there. And I'm going to put this image here for you to see. This is your future. This could be you. Your arms could be wide open and you could be experiencing whatever it is, freedom, feeling valued, feeling appreciated, loving your life, being present for all the joy that is available to you in your future. But it's only going to be there if you take meaningful action. So, this is Patrice Perillo, and I invite you now to take a step, get on the journey toward your future, and go ahead and create a compelling future vision. And do that by saying yes to yourself, opening the door, and taking the opportunity to get all the support that you need to move forward into your future. I'm on this journey with you. I know it's not easy. That's why I'm providing you with this demonstration today of what is possible for you. You can create your compelling future vision, but you need to take action. You need to make an action plan and then implement it. And I'm on the journey with you and I'm available to help you. Drop me a line, drop me a message, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Take care.